Gweza wa gwegu, wa yahawi yujats, danugan wa jote, skat neo hondu iede in Erlen. Wat gwanu huradus, za wat ganzerda zina hot dansku, yung gwadewiesta gar Karonhianonhnha zinderi wa yastakwa.
Gwe, Erlen Yujets, welcome to Karonhianonhnha School. Today it's our spotlight. We have so many interesting things to share with the community. We are so proud of our achievements, all the great things that has happened in the school year of 2015-2016. And we have had such great accomplishments with our students, with our teachers, with our school community. And at this time, we would really like to welcome you to Karonhianonhnha so that you can come and have the experience and share in our joy, in our successes of what we've experienced this year. Nyawagoa.
Augas wadawiya.
Wat gwanu harada za wagwego, ga edawas uwawahna zardade ne daida watarda. Zini yoyanaraje zinderi wa stakwa ne Karonhianonhnha. So today we're here to talk about how the 2015-2016 school year is going at Karonhianonhnha zinderi wa stakwa. So I'd like to ask you to all introduce yourselves and share what your position is here at the school.
I'm Gonawi. I teach phys ed and all the after-school sports curriculum.
I'm Helen Sharp. I'm the school principal.
What Karonhianonhnha wa yahawi yujats, a student support service.
Dear, and I work as the resource teacher.
Jacobs, Karonhianonhnha, I'm the grade 1 Karonhianonhnha teacher.
And I'm Karonhianonhnha. I've been working at the Ed Center since September, and I'm the Karonhianonhnha curriculum developer. So today we're going to talk about a few different things that happened, that took place, some exciting things that took place over the past school year. And I think it'll be really nice to start out with the Total Immersion pilot project that's going to be happening next year.
Well, I'd love to pass on some information on that to you. This year we did an evaluation assessment of all the classes, and I am so happy to report that our younger ones are doing really well, as well as the older ones in the Karonhianonhnha. But what we looked at, there always room for improvement and growth. And the key is to strengthen the language and the culture in the school. That's the mission. So therefore, after doing an assessment, and I met with Wayahawi and Yagaditsama to discuss really what had transpired and the concerns, really to make it better. So therefore, Wayahawi passed some information on to me.
What we noticed is visiting the classes and the students interacting with the teachers, the two speakers in the classroom, and the key being in that environment from the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the amount of Karonhianonhnha was being spoken. And it was key that at that time, like for children from birth to age 7, that the language acquisition that they get.
They have to have enough of the language in order to put it down, because if you don't have it, even as a second language speaker for myself, if I don't know enough French, I can't write it. So therefore, it's the same for any other language. So after we met with Yagaditsama, being the grade 1 teacher, looking at how we could bring this all together, how we can make a difference and make it a cycle. So this is where the project came to light.
Right from the beginning, my first year, I realized that the day was too long. By 2 o'clock, the students were tired and they wanted to go home. Some of them would actually sleep. The pilot project, I think it's a great idea to continue, and it helps with the transition from kindergarten to grade 1. So instead of going from 9 to 2 and jumping straight 8 to 3:15, they have a little bit of a longer day, but it's not so long as to where they're tired and you can't really get into any core subjects. Or right now we have the last period is culture and language building, so it's a non-structured time of the day. But if we look at going to 2 o'clock next year and a full immersion with 2 workers in the classroom all day, I think it's gonna definitely help with their speaking to each other, because we see it already in kindergarten, and as they come into grade 1, they're speaking to each other. And unfortunately, as the year goes on, because we're kind of now breaking away from that complete immersion where they have a little bit of freedom at lunchtime and recess, so there's not that complete supervision at all times, and they slowly kind of get comfortable talking to each other in English again.
Also, we have to take into consideration parents who may need that extra hour. And we have that Karonhianonhnha after school program that would fit in, for example, that extra hour and a half that they will not be getting. So if it's a concern that, well, now my child is going into grade 1, the day has been extended, because we have to respect the fact that parents do work. We have also covered that, but it's still a full immersion program. We also know for areas of resource that, for example, I like Karina to speak to, in her role as a resource teacher, how she do assessments on the kids, how they are placed, and what's her role with the IEPs, because sometimes parents come in and they're not clear as what is the IEP, how it works, how we transition, her role as a resource teacher.
When the kids do arrive here in nursery, I have a pre-screening. It's a formal screening test. It gives us an idea of the basic skills that the child already has and what the child needs to work on. And once they are in school, the teachers usually work with the child within the first month, and at that point then they'll come to me and let me know if there's a cause for concern with any child. If we see that a child is struggling, then the child will receive a resource service. The parents will be informed that the child is going to be on an IEP, which is an individualized education plan that will target the needs of that child's specific challenges. And from that point on, I develop goals with input from the teachers and from parents as to how their child learns, and then the resource begins at that point.
We will have assessments done every term, because it is a pilot project, to ensure that it's working well. So we'll be able to look at what's working as a team, what's not working, and how it can be improved. I also would like to now pass over to the gym. We have a wonderful gym teacher going on.
We just finished the FNEC Games, which is almost a year-long program that I start in October, where we train basketball, floor hockey, and track and field. And we make a team that goes away every year to go compete. This year it's been in Quebec City. We did really well this year. The girls basketball won championship overall. We won track and field overall top school for the grades for ages 10 to 12. That was overall between, I believe it's like 8 or 9 schools at that spot. And floor hockey came finalists. They made it to the finals. They lost, but we won, came home with banners for every event that we participated in. Not only that, the week prior we went to the GMMA Halo race in Montreal, where we did exceptionally well. We had many top 10 finishers for the grade 3s and 4s. We had first and second place for the grade 5 girls. And that was really well. As well as we run an after-school sports league. That's a 1 day a week with KSTPP. We do 1 sport a month. It's a non-competitive. It's for students from grade 4 to 6 to come in, try a sport if they don't know it. This is where you get to learn, practice, and just work with the other students and get to know the older grades. This year, the elementary girls won the GMMA banner for the cross-country race, which is the first time that we've ever won a GMMA banner.
Would you like to elaborate on some of the other activities that can do aside from sports that I know a lot about, because my son is a part of it and he really loves being after school, maybe 4 days a week, because he just loves that. There's so many good things going on.
We have a literacy program, the Karonhianonhnha after school program. We also have Systema, and we have Systema. So for the literacy program, how that came about, that's an initiative, Brighter Futures initiative. That project came to life because we noticed in the 5-6 level, there's a gap with the English. When the kids have to go up, they're weak in that area, and we wanted to strengthen that area. So in order not to interfere with the Karonhianonhnha in the day, Karonhianonhnha program in the immersion of the day, what should we really do? How could we address that? How could we help parents? and the key was after school programming. That's going very well, and we like to talk about their after school Karonhianonhnha program.
The Karonhianonhnha program has been going very well. Karonhianonhnha, she's not here with us today. She has a very open, relaxed atmosphere, and the students come in and they're learning the songs and the ceremonies of different through using the cycle of ceremonies calendar. But I've heard back from the students themselves that they're eager at the end of the day. They're rushing down the hall to attend this.
Yes, I've gone in and I've seen them, and they're really happy, and the parents. And we got extremely good feedback on that program. It's going really well.
Yeah.
It's very well received.
It's just so exciting to see everything happening and all the good things and everybody working so hard, but really it comes down to the kids, and they really enjoy coming here because they have so many things they can do after school, before school starts, and during school hours. Like for the example, maybe you can share a little bit about the new garden outside. It's so nice to see.
We got the cordon this past Wednesday, and so it was fun. We had the measuring, and the kids got outside and they were spacing their seeds apart, and some of the students were singing planting songs, and so all of these things that they've been learning during the day in their own classrooms was we were able to see it as they were out there working, and so that whole outdoor and environment and hands-on and experiential learning hopefully is going to grow with the garden and all the responsibilities and teachings that come with planting.
Were there any other activities that you would like to share?
Well, we do have some new initiatives for next year. We will be having a drama program that's going to be sponsored by KSCS, and we'll also have science and robotics, which would be another after-school program. So we're adding 2 initiatives. We're also looking to increase. We're working on it, so it's not. Let's see if it comes to fruition. If we can have morning and after-school programming for parents who have to drop their kids off early. We do have a daycare, after-school daycare. So right now, I'm working on seeing if we can get morning daycare. So we're really trying to meet the needs of all students. If it cannot be done in the day, there are so many hours in the day for education. So we have to expand, and this is where the after-school programming comes into place.
So now it'll be nice to talk a little bit about the PD taking place at Karonhianonhnha, because we're always looking and we see Karonhianonhnha supporting the teachers to always be growing, and in turn supporting our students even more in the best up-to-date and best ways that we can bring back to the community and to the school. So Gaherdawaks joins us now, and can you talk to us, introduce yourself first, and talk to us a bit about something that you are a part of this year?
Sure. I'm Gaherdawaks Jacobs, and I'm one of the grade 5-6 teachers. And last summer I had the opportunity to be in a writing workshop for a week in Val-David with Linda Reef and some other colleagues with Yoga Datsana as well. Linda Reef really inspired us. It gave me some new techniques to come back into the class, and the kids were happily writing away. We got an old chair put into my classroom, and we call it the author's chair. So while they were writing, I was playing classical music, and they thought nothing about sharing some of their, whether it was a quick write, whether it was something that I had suggested them to do. I said I would only accept three writers that day, and they all wanted to go and to share their pieces. But I said only 3 today. They wanted to take their journals home with them. I said no, you can't. So I wanted them to like crave it, to be inspired to write the next day. And it worked. So writing and reading hand in hand, they're just loving it.
Now we want to talk about the Karonhianonhnha language. Karonhianonhnha went to 6 nations on a professional development training. So I'll let them both elaborate in that area.
Yuguretsa and I were given the opportunity to travel to 6 nations to meet with all the other Haudenosaunee speakers, and we all have the same thing in common. We're all striving to work on our language. I'm going to get it back.
It's emotional because you hear first language speakers sharing their upbringing and what they see coming with second language learners. It just opens your eyes to where you're at as an individual, where you want to be, what you want to be able to present to your students. There's a lot of talk about how do we get people to realize the importance of learning language, and that usually is the main topic throughout the conferences concerning language, first language speakers. So there was a lot of good presentations. For me, I took in a lot of good tips and information and to help me in my work day with my working community. You know, we have PLC, everybody works together, and it was really helpful. And at the same time, it was almost as if, like I said, our law was just translated almost in some of the steps that she took.
So I'd like to say nyao for taking time out of your day. Now you can go back to your classrooms, be busy with the students, and bring it all back to the classroom. And I want to say nyao ko too for the work that you do. Nyao.